Hello, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our bets, your bets, it's going to be another profitable day for you. College football playoff semifinals. We got two games, Thursday the 9th, Friday the 10th. We're going to go through both of those games, break those down with you here, and give you our plays for this one as well. We'll give you the Thursday, 7:30 Eastern time, Notre Dame, Penn State. Notre Dame actually has been somewhere between a 1.5, 2.5 point favorite here. It sounds like the stud pass rusher Carter's going to play for Penn State. Love from Notre Dame supposed to be in the game. Notre Dame's still in a 1.5 point favorite here. I'm not exactly sure why. This isn't a pick'em game, to be really honest. Both teams are pretty similar. You've got really good running teams on both sides. You got pretty good defenses, probably the better pass rush on the Penn State side. You've got two teams that, like I said, good defense, solid offense. They're not going to scare you on the offensive side of the ball whatsoever, but, I think teams like Ohio State or Texas would actually be relishing this matchup against either one, knowing they really have to shut down one side of the ball. Is mostly, they're let's say 60-65% run. Allard's probably the better passer versus Riley Leonard, but it hasn't shown it all the time. And you got two coaches that haven't won a big game. Big game James Franklin, as we always kid around, hasn't won anything of significance. And Marcus Freeman, love what he does, but has he won a big game? No. They continue to have a crap point at some point of the season. But one of them has to win here. They're not going to allow these teams to tie and play the winner of the next one, right? So what do we think is going to happen here? So we think Penn State's able to shut down contain the Notre Dame running game. I don't think shut it down is probably the proper word there, but we do expect a lower scoring matchup. 45.5 though is a low total for teams that both should score in the 20s here. So I think the total number is pretty much spot on. If this thing was closer to 50, it would definitely be an under game. If this thing was closer to 40, it'd probably be an over game. But I think 45.5 is pretty much a split down the middle on this one here. We do like Penn State in this spot. And the main reason is Penn State's actually played some better teams this season. Notre Dame, they did play Georgia last week, but everybody thinks Georgia is still like this godly team. They're not. They had a backup cornerback with Gunnar Stockton, who's not Carson Beck. As bad as Carson Beck had his moments through the season, but you're talking about teams like, Georgia got beat. Alabama, Ole Miss beat them this season. Texas didn't, but Texas has its own flaws as well. It's called getting extremely conservative and trying to run the ball when the better opportunities through the air and not trusting Quinn Ewers to get it done. But that being said, let's give you the bets here for the Irish and for the Penn State in this game. Like I said, it should be a pretty evenly game here. So we grabbed this. We got it at plus 2.5 with Penn State. Getting 2.5 points in your pocket, not a bad way to go in a game that should be tight all the way through. So Penn State plus 0.5 first quarter, plus 1.5 first half, plus 2.5 for the game. Now we get into the next game here, Friday the 10th, 7:30 Eastern time as well, Ohio State and Texas. So Ohio State, the last two games, if they play remotely close to that for the next two games, they're the national champion. The question is can you trust them to do that in two more games, right? They haven't done it all season. Let's be honest. They laid an egg against Michigan. That was a crappy game. They were just horrible. They didn't play well against Oregon either in the game at Oregon. They come back, they destroy Oregon in the Rose Bowl. That one took us by surprise. We nailed the over, but we expected Oregon to be a lot tougher in that game. Texas, on the other hand, has struggled. They lost to Georgia twice. They should have lost to Arizona State, even though it seemed like every call was going against them. The one thing that was beyond dumb was you had a slant. The slant was open all game long for Texas, but once they got up 14-3 in the first quarter, they refused to throw the ball on first and second down. Ohio State, by the way, if you thought Arizona State's run defense and pass defense was good, welcome to Ohio State. Their defense is 10 times better than what they're going to see from Arizona State. They struggled to score there until late, And I promise you this, Ohio State's not throwing a cover 0 on 4th and 13 to try to win the game. Ohio State here is one of our biggest plays of the year. They should come out and destroy Texas. They don't even have to play their A-plus game like they have the last 2 games. Just an A- game should easily cover this 5.5 number. Ohio State -0.5 first quarter, -3 in the first half, -5.5 for the game. We also really like the over here, as I think Ohio State puts up almost 40 of this by themselves. Everybody talks about Texas's defense. They do not have the athletes to keep up with these corners. I mean, with these wide receivers. Jeremiah Smith, folks, I'm going to be honest with you. If he was available for the draft this year after being a true freshman, he would be a top 5 pick. That's how good he is. He is outstanding. And then you put a bouquet with him, and then you've got Judkins and Hendrickson's back there. You've got some tight ends as well that can catch the ball. Even though Will Howard is the quarterback, and we do not think Will Howard is I think, honestly, he wasn't going to start at Kansas State this year. The fact that he was the starting quarterback for Ohio State all season long is just absolutely crazy. But Chip Kelly seems to have guys wide open, and that's what Will Howard needs in order to be successful. So we like the over 53.5 in this one as well. And in fact, it's moved from 53 to 53.5. But Ohio State, Texas over 10.5 first quarter, 26.5 first half, 53 for the game. So we're rolling through all the plays for you again. Penn State, Notre Dame, we like Penn State plus the points, plus a half first quarter, 1.5 first half, 2.5 for the game. Ohio State, Texas, we love Ohio State here, laying the points, -0.5 first quarter, 3 first half, 5.5 for the game. Ohio State, Texas, over 10.5 first quarter, over 26.5 first half, and over 53 for the game. All right, so obviously we've got some plays here. You want to take a look at all of those? No problem. We've got them posted in multiple spots online, TikTok and YouTube channel pages, as well at the end of every episode on YouTube. It's docs.google.com/spreadsheet, bunch of other stuff behind it. Click on that link, go to the Football 24-25 tab, scroll down to College Football Playoff. You'll be able to see all the bets we made, what juice we got those at, how many units we wagered, also what book we placed them at, then obviously once the games are over, the results. So you can check all those out. Do you like the content you're seeing and would like to see some more? We'd love to have you along for the ride. All you need to do is hit follow or subscribe, depending on the social media platform you're watching us on, and we'll show up in your follower subscriptions tab, or make life easy for yourself. Just turn on the notifications for that platform, and you'll get a notification sent to your phone or device when we drop a new episode of Bets. Also, private Discord channel available for all of you out there. Yes, it is a few bucks. Yes, it's cheaper than Netflix. And yes, it'll help you make money sports wagering and make it more enjoyable. All you have to do is subscribe to us through TikTok. Once you do that, we will send you the Discord link. And to be really honest, you get these bets way ahead of time. In fact, the Discord had these bets a day or two ago for Penn State and Ohio State and the over on this one. So get ahead of the line moves like we did on Penn State before the line comes back down. Also, ahead of the line move on the over. So if you were on the Discord channel, you could have bet these already and get the better number earlier. So before we put them out for the betting public. So join us, like I said, subscribe through TikTok. Then you'll get on the Discord channel. You'll hear from me. There's also, you can ask questions. There's also other community members that put out their bets. A lot of guys posting tickets to see what everybody thinks of them as well. So get some good ideas that way as well. We do appreciate everybody's support as always, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.